won't be public, but you all will see the little recording live on YouTube button. Um, it's going, it's going. I like to see the image, even though it says it. Okay, I think it's live. There. And then we'll record here as well. And then just for the purposes of this recording, because we're gonna have people watching it after. Welcome everybody to the Write Brave Challenge prep event. Prepare to write brave. Um, Again, we're gonna take 20 minutes, write, plan, schedule, and then we'll come back for a break together, chat, and then repeat that process throughout. Okay. You might see me dip out for a little bit to change my internet back over, but I made Megan co-host, so it should be fine. All right. All right. Timer is on. So timer and those 20 minutes start now. Plan. There's the timer. Feel free to chat or talk about how you're doing. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. I think we'll take like 5-ish minutes, so maybe well, 6-ish. So like 6:40, we'll get back to it. Um, I also don't want to. I want to. I want to try to spend as much time planning, like give you all enough time to plan as much as I can.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. Um, well, I will be the first to go if nobody wants to go. Or the only person. That's cool too.
Mhm.
I didn't mention it, but I'm gonna work on my holiday story. However, I have embarrassingly I need to finish my revisions that I've been working on forever of my actual like my full length novel. So I'm actually doing that and not planning the sessions because I want to try to get that done before I jump into um the Right Brave challenge. So my agent will kill me otherwise. Actually, let me just be honest here. So
Gotta keep the
I'm
agent
going to,
happy.
huh?
I said, gotta keep the agent happy.
Yeah, so I'm trying to finish that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working on my revisions. I'm running out of time. So, but at least I'm almost to the 50% mark. So it's something. Um, Also, I tend to be a little bit of a um fixator, as my therapist so lightly put it today. But I tend to fixate on something, so I'll probably just spend like a good 2 days over the weekend trying to crank it out because that's usually how I work better doing it that way than I do like taking little chunks. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, that's what I was doing. Let's see something in the chat here.
Scapple. I've never heard of that.
Oh,
Ooh. I misread it as Scrabble at first, and I was like,
yeah,
that is a real interesting way to brainstorm. Throw the
yeah,
letters. That's how you name your city states in your world.
Is that one of those mind mapping things, Scapple, Amy?
can't
We
hear
can
you,
hear
buddy.
you.
You're not on mute though.
Yeah. You can't hear me? Weird.
Yeah, we can hear you, Grace.
Oh, okay.
We can hear you. We
Okay.
couldn't hear
Can't
Amy
hear Amy.
though.
She's on mute.
No, she just put
Now she
herself
just,
on it. Yeah,
Oh,
she was
oh.
not just now.
Huh.
Oh, she's putting in
yeah, try
headphones, I think.
headphones.
Oh,
No,
are they not working?
put it
Darn.
in the chat.
Yeah. Put it in the chat. Also, like I see you said there, I need to do a timeline for the ancestry of fantasy characters so math is involved. I am finding it
Ooh.
tricky. That sounds fun though. It sounds the ancestry of fantasy characters. Ooh.
Let me see if I can find it. I had like I recently discovered, I'm not going to be able to find it. I recently discovered that at some point in my life, or like semi recently, I had like a list of when, like it was 12 sisters, and had to figure out, oh, made by the people who made Scrivener. What kind of name is, I get how they got Scrivener. How'd they get Scapple? Like, I'm thinking scalpel or scapula. I don't think those are the root words that they're looking for. Anyway, the what am I saying? It had something to do with I had like 12 characters and I had to figure out not only their birthdays in order to align with us with a birth chart, but also their conception days and try to like make it all fit in one woman's like fertility period. It was anyway. So I feel your pain is what I'm saying. Not to steal thunder, but I feel your pain.
That's interesting though. Scap scalpel. Like
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I didn't even know Scrivener had anything else. Anybody want to share? We got 2 more minutes. Um, Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. Hopefully, Logan's. Is it a graphic
It's
novel?
a
You
no,
said
it's a visual novel. So it's a
visual.
video game.
Yeah.
It's like an inner it's a visual novel in that it's there they call it that because it's like a book that you play through. So and it's a game, so you're just like clicking around and it's yeah, it's a game. Yes, I don't want to talk about it unless do you have anything you want to share with the class? No? You can say no, baby.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I think it's still in its infancy, so I don't wanna, yeah, I don't wanna share before it, before I have more to say, you know?
Yeah. Things are still gonna change a lot, probably. Yeah, I'm terrible, is what that means.
Well, yay. Well, I'm glad Logan is writing. That sounds great.
Yeah, he's
I'm
got
taking the right brave challenge. I'm just saying.
yeah, he'll do it. He'll do it. He'll, kind of on the fly, maybe like under me as like a
Also, very, very cute couple thing. Like both of you writing. I
thank
love
you.
that.
Thank you. I'm very thankful that we're both nerds in that way. It's funny the different ways that we're nerds because we were talking about archetypes, and I'm like the 12 archetypes, like that, because I've been on a kick with those, like a real kick with the 12 archetypes. So I'm like, oh, the 12 archetypes. And he's like the Commedia dell'arte archetypes. And I'm like, we're not doing those. We're doing these other ones. That one has out of date. We can't do those. That one, it genuinely didn't fit. Yeah, I wasn't just being mean, but it's funny because to come at it from different angles because he's the well-read one. It's just fun.
All right. Well, it's 6:40, so let's get back to another sprint here. Okay. So 20 minutes on the timer starting now. Plan. All right, there's the timer, y'all. Feel free to share or chat if you want to. We'll take like 5 minutes-ish. Um, if no one is like talking a ton, I might just like start the timer again at 7:05, but we'll see how it goes. And you can feel free to put it in the chat or come off mute, whatever you want. I'm trucking along here on these revisions. I'm actually kind of excited to turn this book in. So, I mean, that is until I get potentially get back, get slapped down with an 8-page edit letter. But, you know, we're not going to, that's future Raquel's problem. We're going to not think about that right now.
I think the end of the year, this will be my first time trying to pitch in years. And I'm not excited about it for some reason.
Pitch your
Doing
book.
the secret book that I'm working on under the pen name.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is the one, but I can't get the enthusiasm of, yay, I'm gonna do it, because I don't think I'm ready to deal with the million rejection letters and nonsense. And then I'll end up putting it out myself and going on TikTok and selling them direct, getting all my money.
So that's it. That's kind of like the good thing about it, right? I think like previously there wasn't as big of a force, like indie publishing wasn't as big of a force, right? And so if you were trying to go the traditional route, you were just that was the route you were choosing. You were not necessarily thinking that you could do both even, right? And like people just kind of decided that. And then they waited. And then, you know, if nothing happened, then, you know, they didn't put anything out. But the good thing about where you're at is that it kind of takes the pressure off of it a little bit, because you could try it and see how you feel. And then if it doesn't work out, then you don't have to put that book in a drawer. You know what to do, you know, like you know how to get it to the publication phase and how to market it and all of that, right? So that's the great thing about it. So try to look at it like that. And
I try to do the upbeat positive thing that you teach me. I don't know, I think this weekend kind of threw me off too, because I had a good weekend at this event, but you know that I'm kind of stepping away from romance. I'm getting away from the steamy stuff and focusing on the women's fiction. But it just shocked me this weekend that I came back with one vampire book, and I thought everybody would have got the romance book. And now I'm like, I didn't even want to write that vampire book, but that's the book that everybody's freaking buying, and it's driving me nuts because that's not the one that's like close to my heart. But that's the one that everybody came to the table to buy. And I have to, you know, smile and go, oh, it's a sale. But at the end, I'm like, why isn't anybody buying the one that I love the most? It just, it's messing with my head.
Are you marketing that one more? I do feel kind of like.
You think so?
I kind of feel like I see that one more than I see your others.
I've had more people review it.
Yeah.
But I'm always pushing the other one. I don't know. I got to get out of my way.
Just roll with it, right? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes things don't always go as we expect them to go, you know, like
that's what's happening, and that's what's driving me crazy. I like to be in control. And I mean, I'm even getting people saying, well, is there going to be a sequel? This was a one and done. And now I'm contemplating, do I need to listen to other people and not myself in this case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you feel called, I don't think you should just like listen to people. You know? Jessica and I had this conversation last night. Sometimes that could be hindering, but I think if you have if people want it and you have the desire to write it, then yeah, you should lean into it for sure.
Okay. If I finish this project before we start on the 15th, I may change that as my project and just like start working on an outline for a sequel. Can't believe I actually said that.
Oh, yeah, well, like I said, sometimes things don't go as planned. And we say we want certain things, and when they show up in a different way, we're like, that's not exactly what I was quite saying. But it's like, but it's still kind of what you asked for. You asked for more people reading your books, and you wanted more.
I
And if
did.
they're reading that, it's just not the book you expected, it's still getting what you want. So you kind of gotta go with that.
I only wrote that book because my sister though, because she doesn't read romance. And she said if I put a vampire in it, she'd read it. That's the only reason I wrote it. So now I'm like, oh, I
Well,
can't stand her.
well,
Okay.
you're still getting you're getting readers, and maybe
Yeah.
that's inspiring other people who wouldn't be reading otherwise, just like your sister, to read. So
Yes.
yeah.
It's my
Okay.
favorite book. That's all she says. And I'm like, that's not the one
Oh,
that's supposed to be your favorite. This one is.
so
But
nice.
nope.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm sorry
well,
that took up all the time.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
Everybody's been quiet anyway, so it's fine. And I'm gonna set the timer now for another 20 minutes, and we'll have another chat too, so people can always chime in too at that time.
Okay.
So
When I go off camera, it's because I'm stuffing my face, just so you know.
okay. Well, you don't have to stay on camera. I mean, it's fun for us to be on here together, but I understand also anybody who doesn't want to be on camera as well. So don't feel pressured, Joel. All right, I'm gonna set the timer now for 20 minutes, and that starts now.
Okay.
Plan. All right. Here's the timer. Feel free to share or chat, whatever you want. Um, that time went by so fast.
Yeah, it did.
I feel like in general, this thing is flying. It's already 7:30,
Oh God.
right?
Oh my God.
It's going fast.
You're making dinner.
Uh, I didn't, I don't think I knew that Logan could cook.
Logan can cook?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's getting pretty good at it, as a matter of fact. Which
Yeah.
is good for him because he's been eating very boring meals since I've been around, because I will only do ADHD meals in that the less prep time, if it takes more than 3 seconds to prep, I'm not gonna do it. I don't care. I will not be chopping anything. That's for suckers. I will be using freeze frozen thing, like not like totally like I can get creative. Like I'm not, whatever. This is so off topic, but like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a sucker.
It's okay. We're all suckers in our own special ways. That's I'm a sucker in many ways. No, no, no. I don't mean that yours. Honestly, it's a skill that it's one of those skills that's like in the distance, and I'm like, that would be very nice to have over there, but I know that I cannot acquire it and keep my sanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is cool that you can actually cook. I don't have that.
I don't either.
I don't have the wherewithal.
And it's not my zone of genius.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Um,
Sounds like self-care to me, Megan.
Yeah, you're right. It's self-care. It's self-care. It's self-care. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's self-care.
Ben, is it Heaven?
Yes, these headphones are a pretty terrible microphone. Sorry I joined late. I got distracted.
That's okay.
Well, lost track of time, but I only decided last night which project I was actually going to work on for this. So, uh, throwing myself into actually plotting things out is exciting.
Yeah. Yay. What are you working on, like in terms of genre?
Fantasy is what
Nice.
uh, I had three different projects. I was between one of them is contemporary fantasy, but I decided it's too important for me to touch right now. I just don't feel like I can approach it yet. Another was a sci-fi concept, but I also didn't want to touch that because I just get so into research on sci-fi that I bury myself in research over anything else. So I went with option three, which is more of a typical high fantasy.
You
But
said high fantasy?
high fantasy, yes,
Nice.
dragons and magic and all that good stuff.
Ooh.
Yay, dragons. That sounds awesome. Well, I'm glad you joined us and you're going to write with us. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you. Sorry if I come off a little weird. I am autistic and nervous, and those two kind of build on each other when something new is happening. So,
Don't you worry. I've put my foot in my mouth at least 3 times since we started this. So don't you worry.
Yeah. Yeah. We're very laid back here and welcoming, and we just want to make sure everybody, if there's anything that you need that we can help with or we could do, just reach out to us and we'll do our best to help out.
thank
So
you.
yeah.
This is a real accepting group. Raquel keeps it just a really great atmosphere and everybody's just really accepting. And I mean, I can say I've got my weirdness, so yeah, I'm okay with that. Anything out of the box is fine.
Yeah. I feel like as writers, we all have our things, like it's just it's like it comes with the job.
Yeah.
At least you know your weirdness. Some of us are walking around undiagnosed, knowing something or other, and they don't.
I didn't get a diagnosis until I was 19, which is kind of funny considering that my mom worked in special education for most of my life, and it took her getting her master's degree to turn to me and go, "Hey, Heaven,
Wait a minute.
wait a minute."
This is so funny that y'all brought that up because I always feel like I never fit. And I've been in the advanced classes since early education. So like I was in Oasis in elementary, and then I was in Sale in middle school. And when I got to high school, I was like, do not put me in those classes. And they were all for the advanced learning. And then I heard a girl say that she thinks that all of us who were in advanced learning might have had a diagnosis early on that they didn't know about because we weren't the normal kids. And I thought, huh, was I? And it kind of makes sense because I always feel like I don't belong. And she called out like all of the acronyms. And when she called out the SAIL, she didn't do the OASIS, but like in elementary, it was outstanding achievement studies and something. I forgot what the last S was. And then SAIL was students advanced in learning. And I remember all the kids would look at me weird when they would pull me out for those 2 hours on Wednesday to go to this class. And all of the class, like I mastered like patterns and stuff like that. Like I've even run lottery winnings by figuring out patterns and methods that they were using. And I was like, do I have a diagnosis? Ever since she said that on that TikTok, I have been wondering, what do I have?
Yeah. And especially in women, people who are born women like myself, autism is commonly diagnosed a lot later in life because it presents so much differently than what the cultural stereotype around autism is. Normally, when you ask the average person on the street what they think an autistic person looks like, they're going to describe like a small child, usually a boy, portraying a certain set of symptoms. And for women, autism presents drastically differently.
I should look into it.
That's true with ADHD also. They think of a boy bouncing off the walls and this kind of thing, and then but there's a lot of us women who, if you do well in school, don't cause a problem. They don't realize that you're daydreaming out the window half the time and not, reading the directions, but you manage to skate by, but it catches up to you later. As someone who is diagnosed with ADHD at 45, like, oh, I guess I just wasn't lazy and irresponsible. Maybe I was irresponsible, but I have a
Last week,
it helps.
sorry, just last week, my psychiatrist to me and said, "Well, I really think you should look into neuropsych testing so that I can prescribe you something for ADHD." Wasn't even what I was there for, but it was just very funny that it came up and like hey, I think you really need to look into this.
There's a lot of overlap too with ADHD
Yeah.
and autism, so you can easily have both.
Yeah, autism
And
is all sorts of things. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, and they overlap as well with anxiety as somebody who just got diagnosed with anxiety and OCD. So yeah, we all we've all got our things, right? But I love that we can all come together and just like nerd out together, right? Nerd out about writing. Does anybody want to share? Anybody else want to share? I'll wait like 2 minutes and then we can start at 7:40 for one more sprint. If everybody's good with that. Yeah. Anybody else want to share anything?
This is Ham Sandwich.
What's your cat's name?
Ham Sandwich.
Ham Sandwich.
Or
Love
Hammy.
that.
That's a great name. I love that.
Yeah.
Is Ham Sandwich all white or is that
He's all white and he's
all
got
white?
a bow tie on.
Aww. I tell you, it is not a writer's atelier event unless a pet makes an appearance. Where's Rochelle, Megan?
Yeah, you're right. My cat's all black. I was gonna say actually that my parents' cat, Indy, is all white and he's got heterochromia. But the Rochelle is probably like out there chilling on the we recently moved to Newark, New Jersey. And so when we moved, Logan was like, I want a king bed. I want a big bed. And so she likes to hang out on top of there,
Aw,
cuddled all cozied up. So she's probably hanging out over there, which is
yeah.
awesome. Really, if we're both in one spot, she's probably like, thank goodness those yappy people are in another room. Finally.
And he's very fond of the back of the couch. There's a
Mm.
in the top of all of our couch cushions.
Mm.
Aw,
He's a
I love
sweetheart.
it.
Fortunately, he's also very loud and he smells really bad. So,
Aw.
so every roommate I've ever had has described him as unsettling. So I love him, but
I love that. That's good. Keeps away the riffraff. That's what him.
mm, he's just
Aw.
shaped a little strange. It doesn't
Yeah.
quite come across over camera, but he's just
Yeah,
shaped.
I couldn't tell. Yeah.
You also can't tell over camera how big he is. He's enormous. He's not he's not fat. He's a little heavy, but he's not fat. He's just big.
Aw.
You
All right.
will.
Well, let's go ahead and do our last sprint of the night. Um, we'll still
Well,
check
I'm
back in.
I'm nosy. Miranda, is that a fan in the back? Because I'm like, what is that apparition moving? Okay,
It is a fan.
okay.
It's a fan. Sorry if that's disappointing.
See something, but I don't.
I'm
Yeah,
thankful it's a
it's a
fan,
fan.
personally.
Okay.
Me too. There was a bug in the room and it caused chaos in my home during the last sprint, so I didn't get to do anything. It's literally just a small bug. So I don't need
Aw.
apparitions. Bug with stuff.
All right. We'll do one more sprint. So we'll still check back in after, but one more 20-minute sprint. All right. And plan. All right. There's the timer. Oops. Feel free to share if you would like to. Again, you don't have to, but definitely if you want to come off mute or if you want to put it in the chat, whatever you want. You can do that now.
We lost so many people.
I get it is getting a bit like, on the later side. And it's a school night for people who have children, so
Oh, speaking of which,
Oh no. We reminded. Oh no.
Did you forget that you had children? No.
oh no.
you said speaking of
How do I
which,
get
and
back
then
to the video? Where am I? Oh, I see it.
oh, okay.
I forgot I had to approve some stuff.
Oh. Well,
It's been crazy.
yeah. Well, hopefully everyone was able to get some planning done, I hope, on
No,
their
but
projects.
I did a lot of planning for Logan's project.
Well,
A lot
still
more. Oh,
still counts. I'm sorry, somebody was saying something and I
uh,
spoke over you.
I was just gonna say, I have a lot more, stories than I did before I came in here. So
Yay!
I'm slightly over halfway through a 27 chapter outline in Campfire. So
That's great. Fantastic.
I
Yeah.
love it.
an outliner. So I hope
Yeah.
it actually helps me. I struggle so much with a lot of the what you're supposed to do with writing, you know, uh, just write and not worry about perfectionism or editing or second drafts until things are written. I want everything to be exactly perfect the first time I write it down. And if it's not, then why am I even doing this?
I I I felt that because I'm the same. I want it to be I have to remind myself often, like don't worry about the perfection part of it. Focus on the progress. Focus on the progress.
I I'm an editor for a podcast project that uh, that some folks are putting together, and I envy the main writer so much because I'm in charge of reformatting the script. So he writes in a very stream of consciousness way, and even though I have to be the one to deconstruct that stream of consciousness at the end, I desperately wish I could write more like that and less like I actually do.
But don't be so hard on yourself though. You write like you, because that's what the world needs. Your writing.
Yeah,
And it's
unfortunately,
hard.
it's slow.
Well, it's hard. Yeah. Did you say what was the last part? You said you're slower with the
I said
writing?
me is slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand.
Well,
Have you tried, I'm sure you have, because this is the first thing everyone tries, but have you tried dictating or speak or voice memoing yourself and then you've got that stream of consciousness going? Or I used to clam up for it. I kind of forced myself to no longer clam up, but have you tried that?
I get horribly self-conscious if anybody is anywhere near me, but I'm on leave from work right now, so I have a lot of home alone time. So it might be a good time to get into dictation since nobody's around to hear me. Otherwise, normally I'm home the same time everybody else is home, and our apartment is not very big. So
Keep us posted.
you'd be surprised how much you can get done with it. I didn't think I was really a dictation. I still don't think I am, but if I have to use it, I will. I was sick for a really long time and that was what saved me with my writing, being able to dictate. So you can get a lot done.
on the bright side, I do have some actual outline happening and
Yay!
know what the plot is now, which is a lot better than I was doing, an hour and a half.
Yay! Oh, I love that. Love
That's
that.
good.
Anybody?
I'm suddenly
go ahead.
becoming, I don't know the word, maybe you guys know the word for it in here. I get halfway through the project and then I feel like I'm about to bomb because now I have to finish it. So
It's
that means
called
I have
resist.
to,
That's called resistance.
that's it, just this an easy word is resistance.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
because
I have to tie everything together, I think. So that's more work. Or maybe I'm making it harder. And then I just like, oh, I don't feel like doing this right now.
The
well,
I
panicking,
thought it was just
it's
lazy, but I
hard.
thought it was another word.
the panic. Oh God, I
Well,
the landing.
if you were lazy, then you wouldn't have done that first part.
I guess, yeah.
You wouldn't
I
have even
guess.
you wouldn't have even gotten that far.
Because I haven't written in this story in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, because I hit that 15K mark and I know I'm stopping at 25. So I'm
Mhm.
like,
No.
You know, it's because so like the brain perceives even good things as threats if it alters things. So if something changes, even if it's successfully changing something in your life, your brain can sometimes perceive it as a threat because it's a threat to the safety and to what it knows, the comfort.
okay.
And so that a lot of the times that's what stops you from you're like, what happened? I was doing so well, and then all of a sudden I stopped. It's because it knows it's getting close to that, and
Okay.
it views it as a threat. So I always say this in the gym. So if you're in the gym, you know this, but I always advise reading The War of Art. Stephen Pressfield is the author, because it goes into like the details of resistance and like the really technical aspects of it and how it works. And I think once you understand that, you're able to like recognize when it's happening better and kind of stop yourself from going down that road. So
Okay.
check it out.
I'll check it out. I just want to be, I like to be done. It's like I
I,
can breathe. Like,
Mhm.
oh,
yeah,
I get ice cream now.
me too.
New project.
Yeah, I just uh,
Yeah.
I just had my first ever what count I'm counting it. It's not super glamorous, but I'm counting it as a publication. A short story I wrote got released in an anthology. So I'm trying to
Hey.
ride that high until I suddenly get overtaken by the imposter syndrome again. Like, hey, somebody thought I was good enough to put my work in an anthology. So
There
That's
you
so
go.
nice. What anthology?
Congratulations.
um it is the Story Seeds anthology by the writing software I use, Campfire. Uh,
Oh, I've heard of
and
it.
a lot of the other authors in it were amazing and fantastic and talented, and I am honored to have my work be alongside theirs. So
Yay.
I got, it's not a paid published publication or anything, but it's still like out there and people are reading it and my name's on it, and that's super
Yeah,
cool.
I
And
love that. That is very
good.
cool. Yeah, and congratulations, because that is definitely something to celebrate. Yay.
of
There's
course,
nothing
That
like
is.
seeing your work there and your name next to it. Like, I love it.
I told my mother, and she went, "Oh, was it paid?" And I was like, "Oh, but that's not the point."
Yeah. And I think, sometimes we do like initially, and I still would do it. It's just that my time, nowadays, like time, I just don't have the time. But like that's how I got my start even writing. Like publishing short stories and flash fiction is how and poems. That's how I got my myself into the world of publishing even. So and then none of that was paid at that time. So sometimes it's not only about the money, and plus like that could be a stepping stone to future payments too. So
That's how I taught myself to finish, is because there was a 750 word minimum story application or story call for submissions, and that deadline was that night, and I wrote it and I submitted it. And it got that's how I taught myself to finish. So
And what did you do with that 750 word story?
what did I do with it?
Yeah. Like, did you put it out on a website when it was over, or?
It got published in the anthology that I put it in. It's called the story. It's not good. I mean, listen, I was
No,
however
don't
old
say
I was.
that. We're not going there.
You don't think a night listen, how old we were it was 19. It was 19. He doesn't need to know. It's 19. No, it's at 19, I think I can say it's been almost 10 years. So I can say it's not my best work.
Well,
But it's called Blood Not Rose, and it's now because the window passed, it's on, I mean it's on, don't get it, but it's on Amazon. Don't look for it. It's not, don't look. It's not worth it.
Stop it.
well, it's still, even you were just a different writer at that time. That's all. It's not
Different,
that,
yeah.
yeah, that's it. You've grown as a writer since then, but it's still, it's still definitely
For a
something.
baby, for baby Megan, for baby, that was the best little feeling. I cried. Logan remembers. I cry?
Yeah,
Oh,
Not paying attention.
no.
But I cried when I got it. So, but that's from the youth. So that's you put that away anyway.
But Megan, it's part of your oeuvre. So now people have to read that when they're like super excited about your body of work.
and
It's under a different pen name now. Oh,
I was gonna say people might find it, but yeah, then okay.
It's under a pen name. But it wasn't original when I originally published it, but it is now. Yeah, it's not, it's like, listen, I understand. I am proud of younger Megan. Okay. It's just that older Megan knows better now, but I'm very proud of younger Megan. This is younger, way younger than when it was published, but I have like a little picture of young Megan. And so it's like, she did it. She's obviously much younger than it was when I published, but like she did it and we're proud of her. But we don't think she is a Pulitzer winner. We don't think that, but we do think she's very good for her age. Very good. So,
Yeah.
I do understand that, like, I am proud of it. It's just, I also like the self-deprecating humor of like,
Well,
I'm
I will call it out if you're doing it around me.
I apologize. I should have known better. How dare I?
Yeah, I call Raquel writer therapist.
Yes,
That
writing.
that should go as her title, writer therapist, because she gets me out of doing stuff like
good. I like that writing.
I really am not. I just I don't know what.
Same thought last night. I was like, I'm gonna have to start writing Raquel a check. Like,
that's what I said. I said I need to pay her.
Conversation.
No,
Like,
you do, but the thing is, like, I think most of you are. You do technically write me a check every month as being gym members, so there's that.
I like this idea of writing therapy. Like, I like that as like a framing, as the framing of a thing. Like, my brain is going in certain circles now. I think as like a writer, as a television, don't you think that would be good as like a thing that you do and say you are? I think
No, because
Well,
I don't want.
that's how I describe her to my husband. I got to talk to my writer therapist tonight.
I don't want anybody coming to me and being like, "It said you. What's your psychology degree?" And it's like, no, I don't.
But that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
That's not what I got.
I am less negative since I've met Raquel and we have our talks.
I'm gonna look for synonyms for therapist until we find one that doesn't have a degree attached to it.
Consultant, counselor. Counselor's vague.
Counselor's good. Counselor's good. Mind doctor. That one's a little, I don't think that one's a good one.
That could be creepy.
Alienist, trick cyclist, head shrinker. What are these? What are these? I don't think these mean the thing.
These sound a bit nefarious. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nancy.
What's
well, I'm really glad you all joined us today. I wanted to just say really quick, you can post in the Right Brave group. That the network, like our network at large, there's no one's able to post in there unless they're administrators. But in the group, you can post away. So if something, comes up, if you have a comment or you just need some motivation or something, feel free to write it in there as we go through this challenge, because that's kind of what the point is for us we're working on individual goals, but we're doing it together. So
Yeah.
Feel free to do it as we progress through the challenge. And I think the next thing is the write-in, but I'm not going to make any promises, but when we have our meeting tomorrow, I think we might, somebody requested a kickoff event. So I might try to do something for that so we can kind of get going before that first write-in, because it is a bit into the challenge. So
I'll put it on a note that
yeah, thank you. So everybody just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, in the meantime, just post if you need anything. And you can also tag us too on Instagram. If you have anything coming up that comes up, feel free to do that as well. Or any social media. We're on pretty much all of them. Raquel is very tired being on all of them, but here, this is the way of the world. So yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, we're here for y'all. Reach out if you need anything.
Okay. Thank y'all. This was fun tonight.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got some work done.
Yes.
It was surprisingly productive for me. So
Yay. Awesome. All right. Well, I'll see you inside the group, inside the Right Brave Challenge group.
Okay.
Yay.
Have a good rest of your evening. Oh, and the recording, will post it. When do you think, Megan?
Immediately. I mean, it's on
Okay.
YouTube. Yeah, immediately.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll post it in the group too. Like, you can always write along to those timed sections again if you need more time to prep.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.